5 soul rendezvous readings, which are the questions that people just cannot get answered anywhere else. And it could be about your business, it could be about your relationship, it could be about your children, it could be about your health. And I just do a very I behind this little 3-year-old boy, not allowing himself to sleep. So what's the hidden dynamic behind this, lack of sleep, this disturbed sleep? That's it. All right, so I feel the energy moving. I jotted down some notes earlier, and often more things come through when I go out and I talk it out loud. So the energy moves and I get a burp. Oh, I'm getting an itch in my nose. All right, interesting, because I know where the reading's going. So first of all, I'm asking to go in, and the same as I do with an animal or something, I want to go in and I want to see through their eyes. I want to see what's going on in their world. So I'm asking to see what the world looks like, again, itch on my nose, from his perspective, like through his eyes, through his body. What's he feeling? What's he experiencing? And the first thing I get is like there's him as an energy, and he's crawling everywhere. He's under the table, he's through the door, he's out again, he's in again, he's out again, he's over here, he's over there. We're within a space. I mean, this little boy, I believe, is walking, but he's actually within the space and he's crawling. So I'm asking what he's looking for. He's looking for a place where he can settle, where so he's looking for a place, and that's why under the table or under a chair or on someone's lap, or he's very demanding. He's just like, oh, is it over here or is it over there, or very, very questioning. So he's taking some time to adjust to be this little boy. He feels, again, energy's moving. He feels very unsettled. He likes that someone's actually looking into who he is. He's feeling very, very unsettled, and he can't adjust to being in this little boy's body. Now this, I've had this before, this often happens when the new generation is coming in and they are so sensitive and they can't adjust their energy, and nobody really gets them. Nobody really understands just how sensitive this new generation are. We are more sensitive to the generation that went before us, and our children and our children's children will just continually get more sensitive. And that isn't a problem. It's more that we just need to learn what they feel, what they think, what they see, what they experience in their senses, because we're moving into this new paradigm, into this new world, and they are more empathic, more in communication, more telepathic, more intuitive than we are. Okay, right, back to this little boy. The energy is very unsettled, and he hasn't been able to home himself into the body of this little boy, not very well anyway, and he's learning how to be this little boy. He's a little bit behind. Anyway, he's very unsettled, and I'm seeing as he's crawling around, he's got like this fur on him, and it's not fur, but it's really short hairs that are really like antenna, and the antenna are moving all the time, searching and looking and searching and looking and feeling and searching and looking. So like he's covered in this invisible, it could be an energy, it looks like, like grass blows in the wind. It's looking like that, And it's just searching and looking all the time. So these are his antennae, and this is what makes this new generation so sensitive. And it's like he's turned on constantly because he doesn't know how to turn this antenna off. So this is maybe what we're going to teach him today, how to turn this antenna off. He's constantly vigilant, he's constantly turned on, he's constantly looking and wondering, and what's this world about, and where is my place? Okay, fine, okay, we get that. So how can he settle? How can he be comfortable? I meant more getting a feeling of it rather than the words. There's way more feelings, vibration of feeling and energy than there are words. So I'm asking, how can he feel his place in this world? And I'm seeing almost like there's a spider's web, and he's like, he's touching everything, he's feeling everything, he's sensing everything, like what's in people's heads, what people are thinking, their emotions, the volume of it. God, there's too much for this little boy to take in, and so many other kids, by the way. I see him lying down in his little body, and these wings come over him, and these wings, they're like a cocoon for him. So like when the wings come over, he can totally and utterly rest. So his antennae can be switched off. So I'm just going to go in there and do something with his energy so that he knows that he has this capability. If he uses his imagination, if he can see this, if he can feel this, if he can remember this, then he knows that he can actually switch off, that he's safe when he's within the wings. He's asking me also to do something to show his mum how to empty her head and stop worrying. If we can empty her head and leave all the worry out, like he's safe, he's okay, he's just a different generation, more sensitive. So he's asking me to teach her how to empty her head for longer periods of time, and then longer periods of time. So we're just going to do a bit of healing on her so that something comes up for her, so that she knows how to empty her head, because it's her head, his main connection, that is affecting him the most as to why he won't sleep. Wow, okay. So just to show you what's available, what you are also able to tune into and get answers for that no one has been able to get you answers for. So it could be to do with your body, an ailment, a relationship, your work. I mean, I've got loads of questions. Like last week I did, why can't I earn more money? What's my block? I've got another one that's waiting in the wings here about why can't I show up when I have an idea? Why can't I show up and do that for my business? I understand that, because that was me for a long time, not wanting to do this kind of witchy poo stuff, not being able to do this different modality that I'd never done before, but I knew I was capable of doing, but I'd never been able to show up and do it. So it's new for me to put it on Instagram, to put it on Facebook, to show people what they have as their intuition that's available to them inside their bodies. And this came from me doing Reiki, this came from me learning intuition, or learning that I already was intuitive, and creating things out of magic. The second question I have today, again, is it's about a relationship, which is a very common question. So this person wants to see what the hidden dynamic is behind this relationship they have. So I've got these two people, and I'm looking at the hidden dynamic that's going on in the energy between them. And then later I'm going to ask, what does the relationship want? But I'm just going to go in at the beginning and just, so again, just going into the relationship. So I touched on it earlier on, and I'm touching on it again now, and I feel so cold. My body is shivering. I am really, really, really cold shoulders, cold back. And I've got this movement that's going on, and it's like this, you know, like when somebody's limping and I've got the words lumbering along. It's just, this relationship is just lumbering along. There's like, it's moving with a limp. It's really not flowing. It's really not going that easily. And there's a feeling inside my body that's just, oh my God, it's just heavy. I don't want it to be like this. Don't know what to do. I'm also getting that there's nothing that you can force on it. So it's not like, many in a relationship would go to counselling, or they work on the energy, or they do this or they do that. What I'm being shown here is it's more the feeling that's missing, this nourishment, this nurturing, and this can't be something external that's added in that you go and do to save your relationship. Okay, it's more a feeling of wholesome. I'm being shown, you know, when you break off a big chunk of the most delicious, wholesome, granary seeded bread, and you dip it in your minestrone soup, and it's a warm, wholesome, you're being fulfilled, safe, friendly. There's a feeling in that is necessary for this relationship. There's just like best friend, confidant. That's it. Like just an opening up to have this like inner workings, this confidant, like just building on that wholesome nourishment. There's a solid feeling, you know, when you've eaten a real winter's meal, there's a real solid feeling behind that, you know, a real homely feeling behind that. I'm always given images, and I'm always trying to read what those images mean. It's fulfilling. So it's respect, it's friends, it's confidant. And I'm just getting this image of sitting on the lap and just, you know, stroking the head or stroking the body, or there's a feeling of just feeling at home, feeling adored, that is necessary to come in this energy bond between the two people. So we can work on that. I mean, I'm putting that energy in there now, so we will just see what happens, and I can just work on the energy of the two people. It's warm. It's the, you know, like when somebody holds your hand, it's warm, or puts their hand on your shoulder or gives you an embrace, it's warm. So I feel a new bond forming, and I can see the bond between them. You know, this soul to soul connection that it's been disjointed. It's been just, they're just not meeting in the middle. It's just not meeting, like two cables that just floating in the wind. You know, when you see those aeroplanes going to refuel themselves in space, and it takes a little while before they can get this get this connection. So I'm working on the energy between these two people, warm and safe and wholesome and respect and friendship and confidant. So putting all of that in. And that was my second question, is what does a relationship want? What does a relationship need most of all? What's it lacking? So it's nothing external that you can do. It's actually all coming from the inside, that you put this energy in from the inside, and then you let it grow. And I can just see it's like this red glow comes from the connection, so the soul to soul connection from the two people, and then it just grows, and it fills up the whole body, and then it fills up their whole aura, and then it fills up their home. So that's the most important thing, is to work on this feeling that's underpinning everything on this relationship. It's a new level. It's a deeper level. It's a more wholesome level than where it was before. So it feels like it's ruptured at the moment, because it's in the process of up leveling. It's not going to be the same as it was before, based on the same things as it was before, as the younger version of this couple. It's now moving into a much bigger, I got this word, just like more wholesome experience of a relationship. I hope that makes sense. All right, so I shall tag the people whose reading this was about. Thank you very much for joining me today. I do these readings on a Wednesday. just as a quick in and out of energy to see what's going on in someone else's life. So I can look through and see what's going on in your life, and I can do a reading on that. So today I did a reading on why this little boy won't fall asleep. That was very interesting. And I'm also doing this reading on this particular relationship and what the hidden dynamic is in the relationship and what the relationship needs. Not what the people need, what the relationship needs. All right, if you have a burning question that you want answered, please let me know. So put it in comments or PM me or DM me or whatever the words are. And I'll add it to the list of things that need to be read as your burning questions. I have connection and channel the dragons. So they often come through with their teachings, and I do readings on a Monday from the 4 dragon cards that I pick out every week over the weekend. So on a Friday I'll pick 4 cards, on a Monday I'll do a live reading, and these are about the teachings of the evolution of the population moving into the new paradigm to become a more intuitive rock-on person rather than the human being stuck in survival mode. So if that really burns your boat, then let me know, and have a look on my group, which is Practical Magic, and have a look on my Facebook page where I post these pictures, on Instagram and on my stories as well, so that you can pick a card and you can learn what the reading is that the dragons want to give you for the week. Cool, thank you very much. If you have a burning question yourself, we all have burning questions, otherwise we wouldn't be here on earth, then let me know, and let me do a quick in and out reading of the energy of that to see into your world and see what needs to be healed. Thank you very much, and have a great day. Okay. So Soul Rendezvous readings, readings to your burning questions. Here we go. All right. Okay. On a Wednesday. Wednesday, I do these live soul rendezvous readings, which are the questions that people just cannot get answered anywhere else. And it could be about your business.
Light up when they see you coming. Surround yourself with people whose eyes light up when they see you coming. 2, slowly is the fastest way to get to where you want to be. And 3, the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next, so keep climbing. Surround yourself with people whose eyes light up when they see you coming. 2, slowly is the fastest way to get to where you want to be. And 3, the top.
I'm so excited to invite you into this 21-day challenge. If you
supposed to be at work on Friday, let's say at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., you're going to be there. If you work in a restaurant and your boss tells
Oh.
No matter how much emotion or feeling you may have, or how much hurt you may have, life has to go on. Life doesn't stop for anybody. So if you don't.
So, you want to start a blog. I'm so excited for you, but I'm sure someone at some point has asked you,